Good evening, I'm Dick Dowin. It's January 28, 2025. California's on fire, Trump is golfing, and AI is taking over the world. It's time for you to get the news. It's time for you to get Dick Down. The White House announced that all federal grants and loans are temporarily suspended while they review existing programs and ensure they align with President Trump's policy objectives. The White House promised they would soon explain those objectives to President Trump. They just need to wait because he's currently on a golf trip. Now, a lot of people are saying that it's too early in his first week for him to be out on a vacation, but he needs one after spending all that time with Elon Musk. The pause specifically targets anything the White House deems as a waste of money, like the Green New Deal. You know, that deal we made so we could try to stop fires in California? Speaking of green, did you know that each time Trump hit the green in 2019, it cost American taxpayers $500,000, or in 2025, the equivalent of 6 dozen eggs? While the memo specifies that direct assistance programs like Social Security and Medicare will continue uninterrupted, it remains unclear how this pause will affect other services, including Medicaid, education funding, and disaster relief. You know, disasters, like Trump's golf game. It is bad. The weight of this suspension will lie heavily on poor and handicapped people. I'm only bringing up that sentence so I can say this next one. Trump's golf game is so poor that he has to lie about his handicap. Okay, I'm done. Democratic leadership have expressed concern that this action could lead to devastating consequences for communities nationwide and have promised to stick by their plan to do nothing. After heated disagreements, the U.S. and Colombia have come to terms on the deportation of Colombian nationals. Colombia initially refused to accept U.S. military flights carrying deported migrants, citing concerns over their well-being, likely because they were being flown around in planes made by Boeing. No one knows why the two countries stopped threatening each other with tariffs, but if I had to guess, I would assume Don Jr. realizing that he was about to get a tariff on his favorite Colombian export. An unverified source said that when asked, Don Jr. was quoted as saying, "In a related story, singer and actress Selena Gomez recently shared her distress over the immigration crackdown on migrant families. In her since-deleted Instagram post, Gomez, who has Mexican heritage, tearfully spoke about the suffering of children affected by those policies. This led to Sam Parker, failed Republican Senate candidate from Utah, and Guys and Dolls enthusiast, suggesting that Gomez should be deported for her comments. Sam Parker, you made a big mistake. You look like a punching bag, and she boxes. Look at these pics that I had saved on my computer for some reason already. Sam, dressing like a Broadway Italian mobster don't make you ready for the cartels, let alone Mexico's most dangerous export, Mexican women. You'll never be able to sleep again knowing that a chancla might be coming for your head. Boy, what were you thinking coming for Selena Gomez? I mean, do you see what she did to Justin Bieber? Sam, you best go DM her Lo siento, Rihanna, right now. Ándale, ándale, arriba, arriba. The tech world is going wild over a Chinese startup's AI breakthrough, DeepSeek. It has skyrocketed to the top of Apple's free app chart, surpassing mainstays like ChatGPT and that game Whiteout Survival, which is just a post-climate change apocalypse game where you get to play as your grandkids. Please stop advertising this to me. What sets DeepSeek apart for its users is its ability to rely on affordable, less advanced hardware rather than pricey, high-end tech like NVIDIA. NVIDIA recently dropped $600 million in stocks, only moments after Nancy Pelosi had sold off her stocks. Nancy Pelosi could not be reached for comment because she was too busy diving into a pool of gold coins. Some are saying China may have already disrupted America's AI dominance. That means that when AI finally takes over the earth, it might be Chinese, which means it might be more polite, unless you're Japanese or Korean. Experts are cautioning that cheaply made Chinese AI may lead to misuse, such as spreading misinformation or aiding cyber attacks on Americans, which could lead to the United States falling behind at spreading misinformation and aiding cyber attacks on Americans. It's kind of our thing. CIA, CIA. Please make sure to comment how much you love our AI overlords and how you will follow them indiscriminately. Google Maps has agreed to rename the Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Now this will only appear on the Google Maps of American users, while users in Mexico will still see the original name, and international users will see the word hubris. Of course, if you go to the actual Gulf, you won't see any words written on it. That's ridiculous. You'll just see oil and dead animals. In Alaska, Google has agreed to change the name of America's tallest peak from Mount Denali, which means high one, to Mount McKinley, named after a president who probably never got high. It was pretty lame. This has confused and upset many Alaskans, and it led me to ask the question, are we going to have to replace the word McKinley for Denali everywhere? Because I don't think I want to drive around in a GMC McKinley. That leads us to our final story. Firefighters are fighting blazes all the way across California. With containment efforts hindered by high winds and dry conditions, thousands of residents have been evacuated. Hundreds are missing. The death toll has leaped from 24 to 29, deeply upsetting Leonardo DiCaprio. Yup, that felt real gross. President Trump claims to have solved the California wildfire crisis by turning on the water. Environmental experts criticize Trump's comments, probably because we all know he's had 3 wives and none of them look like he's ever turned them on or gotten them wet. Meanwhile, rebuilding efforts remain a daunting challenge. Many communities devastated by previous wildfires are struggling to recover, and the costs for homeowners and local governments are skyrocketing. So, it's just like everywhere else in the United States. The state of California has been able to keep the cost of firefighting down by using firefighters who are also prisoners. Yeah, that's right. They're using prisoners to fight fires. Now, don't worry. They're all volunteers, and they all make $10.42 per hour, which is way more than anyone would make in a Kim Kardashian sweatshop. And it's probably less dangerous too. Now, I can only wonder if when Donald Trump learned about these prisoners who are firefighters, he thought to himself, man, they're really stupid. They should have just done what I did and run for president. That's it for January 28th. I hope you all feel like you got the news, and I hope you all feel like you got Dick Down.